Welcome to Lale's World. Today we will be making amazing vegetarian stuffed peppers. There is an option for you to add some beef in there, but we'll get to that in a minute. So let's get started. Alright my dears, so the first thing I'm going to do is cook the rice, and if you forgot how we did the rice or you don't know from one of our other videos, it's 1 cup of rice over 2 cups of water on medium heat for about 20 to 25 minutes, and we have 1 cup here, so 2 cups of water. And I am a vegetarian, so I'm making one of this, but you're more than free to use ground beef or to just leave that part out. So that will be in there too, so it's frozen right now, that's why we're cooking it. So just make your meat or your griller crumblers however you want. Make the rice, and the veggies go. We're gonna use half a can of corn, half a can of black beans. I'm gonna use 2 carrots, 3 sticks of celery, half an onion, and a couple of garlic cloves to add for flavor. So we're also gonna use some diced tomatoes. This is what we have at home, so this is what I'm going to do. And this has some herbs in it already, but other than that, I'm not spicing that or anything else right now, because I'm going to spice everything when it's all together in the bowl. So for right now, I peeled and I'm getting ready to cut the celery and the onion, and I'm going to shred the carrots into this bowl, and I'm going to put it all in there, and then later I will be adding the rice and the grillers into it, or your beef, whatever you want we're using, along with this, guys. I'm putting this here because we have some chickens, and the good things about chickens is that it will eat everything that we don't necessarily eat. So right now I'm just going to shred the carrots and cut the celery, put them into the bowl. So if you have a food processor, feel free to shred the carrots with it, or you can do it by hand like I'm doing right now. But I just didn't want to take it off for like 2 carrots, so I'm almost done. This is the last of it, so it doesn't take me very long. But if you feel better with the food processor, feel free to take it out and shred your carrots with that. Now, I do know that I don't have the best chopping skills. Everybody's chopping skills is different. So, as long as it gets chopped however you want to, I don't really care what skills you want to use. But I'm currently, I don't know how well you can see it behind the celery, but I'm currently working on the onion. And then with the garlic, I'm actually only going to take about 2 or 3 cloves, and I'm going to press it into it. Alright, my lovelies. So, we got the carrots. Now it's time to add everything else in. So I'm going to do half a can of black bean. And I mean, if you want more of something, obviously feel free to add it in. Half a can of corn. Half a can of diced tomatoes. I've got 3 garlic cloves here that I'm going to be pressing in. Celery and onion. And I mean, you do want a pretty big bowl for this, because obviously you're going to add a lot more. So now I'm going to bring the rice over. And I'm only going to dump about half of the rice in here. So about half a cup for right now. And if you made grillers or your beef, go ahead and put half of that in as well. And now we're just gonna mix it. It looks really good. So we're gonna grab a bigger spoon here. And I'm gonna put the rest of the rice here. And the rest of the grillers. Now if you want to make less of a mix, you're more than welcome to. If it's just you or a couple of you, I have a big family, so we do everything in big amounts. Plus I know if we want stuff with all of this filling, then we will eat it like this without a pepper. So I'm perfectly fine with it. So let's grab some spices. Alright, so obviously spice it as you need it, and if you like different spices, go with your taste buds. But first I'm gonna put some salt and black pepper in it. And I'm also gonna be adding some oregano leaves. And some basil. And this particular basil is one that we had last year. We grew a lot of it, so we dried them out and we shredded them, and now we're still using it. And I'm gonna use a little bit of paprika. Give it a good mix. Now I'm going to grab a different spoon and taste it just to see how it is and if we need anything else. I actually think it's pretty good. So I'm going to leave it at that and set it aside for a minute, and we'll do the actual peppers. So when it comes to the actual peppers, I usually prefer the ones that look like they're near the end of their life. Some of them are green, some of them are different colors. The different colored ones are going to be sweeter than the green ones. And I'm just going to cut them in half, like so. And then with the knife, I'm just going to clean it out, taking as less of the pepper as I can. So it's just the corn. I'm going to put it here in our chicken bowl because the chickens will eat the seeds and everything else that's in it. So I'm going to clean my peppers, and I honestly don't wash the peppers until after I clean them because I see no point in washing them before I'm going to clean them. So I'm going to core them like that, and then I will wash them and I will be back. Alright, so these are some of the peppers that I have, just so I can show you what it's like. And I know that some people prefer to keep the pepper whole and just cut the top, but I don't like it that way because I've noticed that people would eat the filling and the peppers always end up in the trash. So this way, usually people would take them like this and just bite them like that, so everything gets eaten. So I'm happier with it this way. So right now, these are just a few of them. I got the stuffing. I'm going to start stuffing them here, and then we'll put them in the oven on 350. So mine is getting preheated right now. So when I fill the peppers, I try to be very generous with them. I try to crimp as much as I can in there and do a little bit on the top as well, because I don't like having a half stuffed pepper. So I like to overstuff them, and that's the oven saying that it's almost time to put them in. Okay, my lovelies, so I'm going to put this in the oven on 350 for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to add a layer of mozzarella cheese on each one of them and turn it around and put it for another 5 minutes. So the cheese is completely optional, and if you don't want to do it, then just put it in there for 10 minutes now. But I'm going to start on the 5 minutes like that. Okay. So it's been 5 minutes. I'm about to put the mozzarella cheese on it, and then I will turn it around to the other side and put it in for another 5 minutes. So I'm gonna start it, or I have started it on another 5 minutes. Now, as I said before, the cheese part is completely optional, so if you don't want to do it, just leave them in there for the 10 minutes when we start it. So we'll wait for them to come out, and then we'll hang out. Alright, so there are our lovely stuffed peppers, and the way you know that they're ready is you take a fork and you go through, and if it can go through the actual pepper. I'm not really wanting to spill any of this one because it's kind of sidelined, but if it goes through the actual pepper, then it is fully cooked. So I'm gonna wait for the hours to finish, and I will enjoy them. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.